near corner. It's caught! Touchdown, Alabama! Isaiah Bond!
Take 5, it's time to reboot. Duck, goose, I don't need to choose.
Lillard, long-range three, with 5 seconds to go. They're going to pay attention to the clock. Gillen. Unbelievable! No time left. Eagles win.
That one's drilled to left field. Isn't high enough. See ya! A walk-off grand slam, and the Yankees win. Judge hit 60, and the Yankees win in walk-off fashion.
And with 3 seconds left, Cleveland triggers in. James, 2 seconds, 1 second for the win. LeBron James delivers. That's a winner in Cleveland.
Hallelujah. Take 5, it's time to reboot. Duck. Who's winning? So I don't need to choose to the room.
And it's dropped. And it's picked up by Will Hill. Will Hill runs down the sideline. Hill's going to get blocked. Will Hill is going to win the game on a blocked field goal. Got a mismatch. Walker on McGee with 4. Kemba Walker. Step back. Walker. Curry. Kemba does it again. UConn wins at the buzzer.
My mom taught me to move your feet while now tap dance kicking ass like this FIFA.
Welcome in, and welcome back, I should say. We haven't been here in a couple weeks. I apologize. That's on me. I'd be falling asleep early. I'm not going to lie. You know me, laying the law, 64, big sexy, big Al, whatever you want to call me, I'll take it. Just don't call me late for dinner. You got my man Clifford Tarno right here. You know the face. And you got my boy Stino down here, the NBA guru.
What's happening?
What up? How we all doing tonight?
Chilling, man. We chilling.
So this is where I want to start because I feel like we have Stino. We need to talk about it, the NBA, and specifically the Thunder. We touched on it a couple weeks ago. They might break the record. So Stino, as the guru, what are you seeing? What do you think?
I try not to be biased when I talk about the Thunder, man, just because I'm a little shitty at how our season ended last year, right? But the Thunder are looking damn good, man. I'm not going to lie. There's not a lot of flaws in that team. Everybody plays together. They're deep 1 through 15, man. Everybody contributes and does what they're supposed to do, man. It's hard to see them being beat by anybody in the playoffs right now, the way they're playing. They're able to stay healthy throughout the entirety of the season, which obviously is hard to do in an 82-game season, close to 100 if you get in the playoffs and stuff, right? But OKC just looks like a powerhouse right now, man, and it's kind of scary that they got pretty much their core 5 to 7 guys under contract for like the next 3 to 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So I think we could be seeing them. Excuse me. I think we could be seeing the makings of the next dynasty out west with OKC, man. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I hope not. I really do. But speaking on your Pacers, I know that was a tough end of the season last year. But I saw a post the other day. I had to go back and fact check it to make sure I didn't sound like an idiot up here. But you trade away, or you get rid of a stretch 5, a stretch big man in Miles Turner, and you bring in a guy that is now leading the NBA in blocks per game.
Yep, Jay Huff. Yes, sir. Kind of a bit of a poor man's Miles Turner, you could say. I guess he can stretch the floor a little bit too, knock down some trays, just like Miles Turner can, and not really a great rebounder. Again, kind of like Miles Turner. But can protect the rim pretty elitely, kind of like Miles Turner. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, you guys have heard me say before on TikTok talking about football how comparing a lot of quarterbacks to Kirk Cousins, right? Yeah, I kind of feel like that's kind of the same thing there with him. You know what I'm saying? You can compare him to a bunch of different guys the way he is.
Yeah, he does a lot of things good, but not like won anything at an elite level besides shot block. or block shots, I would say.
Yeah.
And then, oh man, I really wanted to bring up Luka, but I don't want to upset Clifford. But
Listen, it is what it is, right? That's last season's news. Let's carry forward to this season. The Mavs are finally starting to hit their stride after having the worst start in franchise history. Cooper Flag, though, I mean, he's doing things that big names in the sports have done to start off his career. The team's finally starting to gel together, and they're starting to learn how to play with each other. Which everybody that watches any kind of sports in the world, right? It doesn't matter if it's pee-wee to professional. It doesn't matter if it's basketball to European football. It doesn't matter. Team chemistry is a real thing, and you have to have that. And they're finally starting to figure it out. It seems like. I mean, they're decent right now. They're not, they're not great by any means, but they're getting better than what they started the first 20 games with. How's that?
Yeah. They're on a 2-game win streak, 6-4 in their last 10. I mean, they're putting the pieces together. I think, if I remember correctly, they've been dealing with a lot of injuries early in the season. So you're getting.
Don't bring up injuries. We started with injuries since the moment we traded Luka, when AD, for some reason, somebody thought it was going to be a miracle and he was going to be healthy the entire time in Dallas. By the way, that dude's no longer in Dallas, by the way. They finally did fire Nico. But, it is what it is. Hopefully we're going to see Kyrie shortly after the All-Star break. He's rehabbing really well. So hopefully we'll see him back. That dude on the floor, you always have a chance, right? We definitely have a chance if it was, Luka, but so be it.
Yeah, I mean, Luka is just, I don't know how to describe it. I think ultimately, at the end of the day, you say Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA. I don't really think that it's a question for anybody. Some people may, have a differing opinion. I think just based off the stats and what he does for his team, he's the best player in the NBA. But I do believe that Luka could be a close second. He's got to be up there, leading the NBA in scoring, top 3 in assists, I want to say. He's just doing his thing out there in LA.
Yeah, he definitely is, man. Definitely is.
And what's the other? Is it AR-15, Austin Reeves?
Yeah, Austin Reeves, yep.
I mean, they're just doing their thing. I think I kind of came into this season, what is it? Age 40 plus season for LeBron, year 21 or 20. I was like, okay, he might fall off. They have Luka. How does he fit into the Lakers system? And then from there, it's like, who do you name? Austin Reeves, a couple other role players, and then you just get to the bench. Rui Hachimura and all those guys. So I had questions and concerns for the Lakers coming into this season, but I will say they've kind of answered those questions. They're not necessarily the top team by any means, but they're still up there. They're still competitive.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But enough about the West. I'm tired of talking about the West. I want to talk about my crappy Sixers. Started off so hot, fell off. I don't know. I don't actually want to talk about them because they just
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know. My Wi-Fi's been wonky today. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, they just make me depressed.
Hey, I'm in the number 1 box. Yeah, fuck you. Sorry, couldn't resist.
But I mean, as far as the East, let's start with this. Did anybody see the Pistons being the number 1 seed? We're talking a little bit like a third of the way through the season here, basically, almost.
I mean, before the season started, we did say Detroit was going to have a decent team. No one saw them taking number 1 spot, but maybe third best. So it's not too far of a stretch for them to be a number 1 right now. I mean, look, again, what are we, a third of the way through the season, right?
Yeah, but
Listen, half of these teams won't hit their stride until well after, like 15 games after the All Star break. Shit can change real quick and fast and in a hurry. So let's let's not put the cart before the horse just yet. Season's still young. We still got 2/3 to go. Let's wait to see. Let's see what happens in that last third of the season for the NBA when shit really ramps up. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, that's the most exciting time of the season. That's why. So for those that don't know, I coached basketball for like, I don't know, 12 years. Every time my kids would
hopefully fucking 6'8". Jesus Christ, what else were you gonna do?
Every time my kids would ask me, they'd say, "Oh, I'm gonna watch," or "What should we watch?" or "What should we do to get better?" And I always told them, and this is maybe biased for me as a coach, but watch college basketball until the NBA playoffs. The regular season NBA, honestly, these first couple games, there's the teams that are taking it serious. The Thunder, they're trying to break a record. The Pistons, they're trying to stamp their name in the East. It honestly is a joke. A lot of these teams, they're not playing. There's no hustle. I don't want my kids, my students, my athletes, whatever you want to call them, to watch that. Go watch somebody in college.
NBA is not like it was 15, 20 years ago, bro, where you had, your Lucas and your James and your Kyries playing fucking, 7, 8, of the games. I mean, they missed like 5 games a fucking season. Now they're missing 20 to 25 games this season, and nobody plays like they used to.
Yes, it's definitely changed. I think if you are dead set on watching the NBA, if you are a young athlete or you're a high school athlete and you're dead set on watching the NBA, watch guys like Jordan Walsh that don't start games. Watch guys like the rookies that are trying to prove themselves, get more minutes on a team, but not like the Cooper Flag rookies that got drafted to start on a team. The guys like who's the guy for the Grizzlies? Cowherd.
Yeah, Cowherd.
Yeah, somebody like him. He's trying to prove himself, and he has thus far throughout the season. Watch guys like that. For me, I love the NBA. Don't get me wrong. It's just hard to watch the first, I'd say the first quarter, right about to where we're at now, the first quarter to the fourth third. People are still getting their sea legs going, and we'll start to see some competitiveness ramp up towards the second half of the season here. But we will come back to the NBA next week as we get some more insight. We'll get our man Stino. We'll get a whole segment for it. Let's get to what we all know and love, the old NFL. We'll review some of these games from the week. There was some exciting ones. And I need to say this. Because a couple weeks ago, I feel like we were all on here. I think we were all on here, Boss, Chris, and us three. And I said, I'm hopping off the train. I'm getting as far away from the Jags train as possible. I'm grabbing my bindle. For those that don't know, that's the hobo stick with the little bundle on the end. And I'm getting as far off the train as I can. And I don't know, maybe being 6'8", 320 pounds, I was weighing that train down because they've been cruising since then. So I need to issue an apology to all the Jags fans, Duval Nation, and all of them. I was wrong. And when I say I was wrong in that moment. I picked them to win that division before the season. I lost faith quickly.
Sir, I don't want to blast, but if you're going to apologize to teams, you need to apologize to teams that actually won close games, and it might not only be 3 or 4, but they still won games when you were hell-bent set that they wouldn't fucking sniff a win. That's the teams you need to apologize to, not the bandwagon teams that you follow and jump off of and let that train get a little looser. No. It's those teams that you're like, no, fuck these motherfuckers. They ain't winning shit. They did.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'll start it off. I'm sorry to the Saints and any Saints fan out there. I said it multiple times. It's been heard. It's been clipped. It's been sent to me. It's been remixed. It's been put on a auto-tune on a mixtape. I said they're going 0-17 this year. They're not going to touch a win. They're not going to have any close games. They had some close ones. They've won quite a few now, 2 or 3. and
3 or 4.
4. Yeah, sorry, 4. Holy moly! So
Yeah, bitch. No.
I was obviously wrong.
And I'm going to go ahead and say from the start of the season, I'm obviously wrong. The Cowboys are not winning 11 games this season.
Oh,
But
man.
we'll see what happens next year. Will Dak Prescott be the Cowboys quarterback? Will Matt Eberflus be the defensive coordinator after next week? Who knows? But I'm going to tell you right now, no matter how good your offense is, if your defense allows an average of 37 points a game plus, good luck winning.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
saying.
the Cowboys made J.J. McCarthy look like his alter ego 9 last night. And
Telling you, dude.
I feel like this is something that we've said since the beginning of the season. The problem is the secondary. The problem in the beginning of the season was the whole defense. Then you fixed your line.
Well, hang on, stop. The problem in the beginning, we had a run stop. We had pressure but no sacks, and we had no secondary. Then they're like, okay, fine, let's get sacks. Fine, we got sacks. We had no run stop. And again, we had no secondary. And then there went 3 weeks of fucking absolutely fucking nothing. And then again, we went back to, we got run stop with pressure. Not really sacks, but we got a couple here and there. But still, no fucking secondary help. Yeah. Our secondary is fucking trash.
I do think, though, that the Cowboys, I don't think it's fixed with one person, but if they can make some moves, free agency and the draft this offseason, that secondary is fixable. I think there's pieces. So you're without Diggs. I don't know what's going on with that situation.
I don't know what's going on with that situation either, but rumor in Dallas is that he's out.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll be there next year. Deron Bland is a good corner. I'm not going to say a great corner. I'm not going to say a number one corner.
So here's what's crazy is Deron Bland has pretty much played his career at slant. And then now he's playing the outside, and he did fucking pretty damn good against JJ last night.
Yeah, no, Deron Bland, I think, I'm not going to go out on a limb and say he's, top 10 or top 15, but he is a good corner for their defense, comparative to the rest of their defense. But it's everything behind that on the secondary is there's just nothing there. It's like opening a pistachio and having no nut in there.
Listen, again, it is what it is. It's kind of crazy to have the number one, like legitimately top 3 ranked offense in the league, but your defense is so fucking horrible, you can't win games. How does make that make sense? How do you have a top three ranked offense? Your quarterback is top 3 with fucking yards thrown, touchdowns versus interceptions, the whole 9 fucking yards, and then you can't buy a fucking win?
You're still the number
Your
one.
Your defenses, I'm telling you, it's the craziest shit. The number 1 ranked offense, but the fucking 35th ranked defense. And for you people that don't understand, there's only 32 teams in the fucking NFL. Go figure. But let's digress and let's talk about some injuries that happened because, dude, y'all lost Pat Mahomes. I mean, y'all lost playoff contention, number 1. First time in fucking like 9 years, 7 years straight, AFC championships, 5 Super Bowl appearances, 3 wins. You guys are fucking rock stars. I hate to tell you this, and you know this. I called this at the beginning of the season. You wouldn't win in the division, and I didn't know if you'd make the playoffs because your team hadn't done enough to keep up with the Young Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
To see Patrick Mahomes go down, fucking hate that shit. Texas kid, high school Texas, college Texas, phenomenal person in general. So I hate to see anybody get injuries. Even Michael Parsons got an injury. We'll come back to that here in just a minute. But how does it feel having the Chiefs go out by week 10, week 11? What week are we in now?
14 or 15.
Oh, shit. But having the Chiefs for the first time in literally a decade, not in the playoffs.
I will say that it was a little bit surprising, but not as much as you would think. I think that the Chiefs, they didn't do, like you said, they didn't do enough to keep up with these other teams. Almost every team in the AFC for the last 5 years has built to beat the Chiefs. And the only thing the Chiefs have done is built to sustain what they've been doing. That is not working anymore. When they let Eric, I always mess up the last name. It was the offensive coordinator from like 4 years ago, but Bahimi.
Yeah. You know
When they let him go, and the thing that annoys me with that is he left because he wanted a head coaching position. He ended up Washington's offensive coordinator, not a head coach. We should have done everything we could to keep him if he wasn't going to get a head coaching position, because that's the only reason he was leaving. He wasn't unhappy. He was leading the most potent offense in the last 10 to 15 years with Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, all those guys. I've said it on here multiple times. I love Isaiah Pacheco. I love the way he runs. Kareem Hunt, congratulations on your career resurgence. If you look at our Super Bowl winning teams, the players that made plays the most when needed were not these big name guys. They were guys that just did the right thing, and they came from the running back position. Both D. Williams, between Damian and Darrell, I think. The second one didn't play that much, but there was 2 D. Williams that played running back for us at the same time. Could catch the ball in the backfield, make people miss, always picked up the blocks, did everything right. Jerick McKinnon, who a lot of people, if you don't watch that much football, you say,
I have no idea who the fuck that is.
Yeah, who's Jerick McKinnon? Somebody that when he came to the Chiefs made plays when they mattered, and it all came out of the backfield. We are missing that. This year, that is what we're missing. Pacheco is not a big pass catcher out of the backfield. Hunt has been in his career, but he's towards the end of his career. I think we.
Well, let's not forget, y'all also had like 4 or 5 weeks without Worthy and Hollywood, or no, Worthy and Rice.
Yeah,
not Rice. Is it Rice? No, fucking shit.
Yeah, Rasheed Rice.
Yeah, Rasheed Rice.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
what I want to see, like just a quick fix, and not even a fix, just something to happen this offseason. Travis Kelce, I love you. I think you're one of the best tight ends ever played a game. It is time to retire, focus on your personal life, be with your woman. That's fine with me. I mean, I would have loved to see you go out a champion. Maybe you should have retired last year. My concern is that Noah Gray's not that guy. We need to fix that position real quick.
Sure, they lost last year.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
Super Bowl, like they made it to the Super Bowl.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'd rather see somebody retire not going to the Super Bowl versus, I lost the Super Bowl, so I'm going to retire.
Okay. That's fair. I think the defense is fine. We really don't have a bad defense. They hold up. They don't give up a lot of points. Agreed. The offense, we need to stop getting
your defense coordinator is fucking one of the top defensive coordinators of the last fucking 2 decades.
Yeah. I think offensively, we need to stop getting guys that have had primes on other teams. Marquise Brown had his prime with the Ravens and the Cardinals. Juju Smith-Schuster had his prime with the Steelers.
Wait, let's not call his prime. Let's not call his Steelers a prime, please.
Well, he had, if you consider,
he had like a good year.
After that, he dealt with it. He's been dealing with injuries the rest of his career.
Sure.
So you've only got a couple good years of your career.
Rasheed Rice has got his prime with y'all, right?
Yeah.
The fucking cheetah himself had his prime with y'all, but y'all fucking let him go. So it's no, it's not like you guys didn't have the receivers in their primes. Right now, you have one that has missed several games because of suspensions and shit. And then you had the other one that y'all let go because his personality was too big, whatever the case may be, right? So I do believe y'all fucked up on that situation. For me, though, you just, again, like you said, the Chiefs have not gone through each year to build up. They've only gone through each year to sustain.
Mm-hmm.
And just fucking... I look, go back in, the previous place that we were at the start of the season, sir, and watch the video of me saying the Broncos are going to win that. They're going to be that division leader. I called the Bears with 10 wins. So I mean, the Chiefs falling off. Cowboys, I didn't expect them to fall off so bad. I didn't expect Matty Eberflus to be so fucking horrible for the Cowboys defense. We have the talent on the defense, and I don't understand. Even like Butler, God dang, I can't wait. I mean, it kind of doesn't matter now, when he comes back. But we got Overshown back. We beefed up our defense. Our defense has played pretty damn well the last 4 or 5 weeks, except for last week. Last night, I don't know what's about to happen. I really don't. It's you can't, again, over 35 points, and I think this is the 7th time they've done it this season. Okay, whatever. But I digress. Let's talk about one more injury. So for those people that always ask, who won the trade? Did Dallas win the trade, or did Green Bay win the trade? When you're talking about personnel and plus what you got, Dallas won this trade. I thought when we talked about it at the beginning of the season, we were talking like, man, this might take 18 months for us to really weigh this shit out. No, you can tell this season already. Micah, by week 3 was only projected to have 9 sacks. I think by week 7 he was only projected to have like 7 or 8 sacks. The Cowboys did an amazing job with picking up the tackle, 2 tackles, and a linebacker with this trade now, because we didn't spend anything on a linebacker that we got from Micah, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And we got, Kenny Clark and then Williams.
Yeah, you kind of flipped. I don't know if it was necessarily those 2 draft picks, but you kind of flipped those draft picks that you got, or any combination of.
Yeah, it was a first round, so we'll go ahead and call it the Green Bay first round.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if it was necessarily the Green Bay first round, but you got
2.
You traded 1.
Yeah. Sure.
And you bring in Quinnen Williams, who at his best is easily a top 2 or a top 3 D tackle in the league. Kenny Clark is not that far behind as far as
Kenny Clark. I'm sorry, Kenny Clark to me is shown to be pretty good fucking stud. He really has. He's done a phenomenal job. Again, our secondary is what's cost us so much turmoil this year. It has nothing to do. The defensive line that we fucking beefed up, dude. Please try and run the ball. Really and truly. Now, listen, Gibbs is Gibbs. He's going to run the fucking ball no matter who the fuck he's playing. But yeah, dude, I don't know. It is what it is. Football season's still going. There's like a 9% chance that the Cowboys actually make it to the playoffs. Philadelphia has to completely lose out, and the Cowboys have to completely win out. And if that happens, Cowboys win the NFC East. Philadelphia doesn't. And here's what I hate. Here's what I truly hate. Is I hate the fact that they talk about a division championship with a losing record in the division. Make that make sense.
Yeah.
How's that work? Oh, because they won more games through the season. Not in their division, they didn't.
They go off the I never understood that. They go off the overall record. Whereas you look at, say, college football, they go off your conference record, and if there is a tie, then I do believe they go off the overall record.
That's bullshit too. A&M got screwed. A&M should have been playing Georgia in the fucking SEC championship, because A&M didn't lose a single fucking game until they played Texas at the end of the season.
Oh yeah, that's
true.
Fucking
Bama got picked at a lower seed. I think they were like fucking 10th. A&M was still 7th, still ahead of Alabama. And Alabama got picked to play the SEC Georgia. That's some bullshit. But whatever. I digress. Let's
go back and look at the actual the rules of that. I don't remember. But I'm glad you brought up the Eagles, because this has been weighing on my mind for the past couple of weeks. I've been waiting to get on here and just speak directly to Philadelphia Eagles fans. Your quarterback is the problem, and you memorialize this guy like he is the second coming of Jesus Christ. I'm not basing his whole career off one good game in a Super Bowl, and I don't care what his winning percentage is because that had nothing to do with him. He is the problem. He is your woes, and until you fix that or replace that, you will always have these problems. You might win another Super Bowl. Your team is that good, but Jalen Hurts is not a good quarterback. He is not top 5. He is not top 10, and he's most likely not top 15. And when you really look at it, Bryce Young has a better QBR than Jalen Hurts. So don't come at me and say, "Oh, how is he not top 15?" Because if you're not willing to put Bryce Young up there, I don't want to hear it.
Let me be devil's advocate. Okay. The dude doesn't have a great arm, but I think he's only thrown 2 interceptions all season. He has good accuracy.
No. He threw 4 against the Chargers just 2 weeks ago.
I think there was 4 turnovers, not 4 interceptions.
No, it was 4 interceptions, 5 turnovers, 2 on 1 play. Congratulations, Jalen. You set a new record in the NFL.
Is that really what it is? Look it up. I don't have a computer access to me right now. But hear me out.
4 interceptions, and then on the 1 interception, the guy that was returning it fumbled it. He grabbed it and then got tackled and fumbled it again. So he had 2 turnovers on 1 play, 1 interception, 1 fumble, and he threw 3 other interceptions.
Hear me out on devil's advocate here. Not just his regular season wins, which I'm a big advocate. You get paid for your regular season wins, not your playoff wins. But if you stack his playoff wins, or playoff record against any other quarterback in the NFL, there's only one that has a better playoff record than him. Only one. It's Patrick Mahomes. So the dude can win football games. Okay. Again, he's not top 5, but he is a top 10 quarterback. Jalen Hurts is a top 10 quarterback, and he's proven that consistently. Not just Bryce Young being this year, where you're talking about the last 6 games that he's played being a top 10 quarterback, because overall his career, that motherfucker's not top 15. I don't give a shit what you say. I mean, this dude was so close to being out of the league this year, it's unreal. Same thing with fucking AR-15. So Jalen Hurts is the better quarterback than Bryce Young. All of that.
Oh, he definitely is. Sorry, I misspoke. It's not QBR that Bryce Young beats him out on. It's a different stat. I heard it on some kind of news radio or sports radio this morning. Yeah. But I'm not now, hear me out. I'm not a huge fan of QBR.
Listen, I get it. You're not a huge fan of Jalen Hurts because of Philadelphia fans. But let's take our hatred for Philadelphia fans and let's talk actual football here.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts is actual football here. Jalen Hurts is a top 10 quarterback. Dude has winning records. He doesn't have the greatest looking stats. He really doesn't. Dude wins fucking football games throwing 175 yards, but throws 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. Okay. And him and AJ Brown this season have not been fucking playing well together at all. This dude's done it with Dobson more than he's done with anybody else on the fucking team this year. Okay. So he's again, not a top 5 quarterback, but he is a top 10 quarterback.
I feel like I can name 10 quarterbacks better than Jalen Hurts, and I'll even keep up.
Here's what's great is we have 12 quarterbacks solid. I mean, right off the bat, there's 12 quarterbacks in the NFL right now that you can take and place them motherfuckers anywhere inside the top this year, inside that top 12, backwards and forwards, because it's so close this year. Patrick Mahomes for the last 3 years, and I'm going to be real. The last 3 years, even though that third year he won a Super Bowl, the last 3 years, Patrick Mahomes has kind of done this. Last year, threw for the shortest yardage in his career, 3,900 yards, right? Yes, because of his accolades and the shit that he's done, he's the number 1 quarterback until somebody dethrones him. Well, Kansas City got dethroned today, right? You can take Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's not a top 5 quarterback to me because he's fucking injury prone. But yet, when that motherfucker's healthy, fucking darts all day long, right? Mm-hmm. But you got to think, well, he's got Chase, he's got Higgins. I mean, he's got the best duo over the course of the last, 6-7 years in the league. as long as Chase and Higgins have been on the same team together, I think 6 years now. I digress on that one. Again, how can you say he's the top 5 quarterback? He's always injury prone, and his claim to fame is he beat Patrick Mahomes one time in the AFC Championship.
And then lost to Matthew Stafford.
Lost the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right? Lamar Jackson. Claim to fame is that motherfucker can run. It's not his throwing ability that has him top fucking 5 quarterback. It's the ability to fucking run for 1,500 yards by himself and have a running back do it the same fucking year too.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, again, Josh Allen started out his career with fucking throwing 25 to 30 fucking interceptions. And that's not that many. He's not, Brett Favre, but still, high percentage of fucking, interceptions and touchdowns. Pretty close to Brett Favre, right? So again, you take all your quarterbacks this year and go like, well, fuck, Bo Nix looked pretty fucking good this year. Well, fuck, Danny Dimes until he blew his fucking Achilles was looking pretty fucking good this year.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, Caleb Williams is looking pretty fucking good this year. You can take all these quarterbacks that, truthfully, not a single person except for a fucking fan, right, would have those actual quarterbacks in the top 15 because, hell, Caleb Williams is only a second year. Bo Nix is only a second year. Everybody was ready to put Jaden fucking Daniels in the top 5 this year before the season started. Where's that motherfucker at?
He's sitting on the sideline like this.
So, but, talking about quarterbacks purely, right? Bryce Young has had a really good resurgence to his career this season. I don't think it's skyrocketing.
Still not.
Yes, it's not. Listen, compared to his first 3 years, because this is his 4th year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I think
this is his 3rd. This is his 3rd. So his first 2 seasons in the league, this is a fucking MVP season compared to what his first 2 seasons were. Let's be real about it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he actually has some weapons now. I'm not going to count 35-year-old Adam Thielen as a weapon.
No.
I think they drafted was it them? No, I don't think it was them. That might have been the Jags. Laviska Shenault, but he went there, I think, in Bryce Young's rookie.
No, that was no. Shenault, he didn't go there. That was Christian Kirk that was there. That was
Christian Kirk.
No, Christian Kirk played for the Jaguars. My bad. I know they got. Didn't they get McMillan this year?
Teterow, yeah,
Yes.
Roa McMillan,
Yeah.
or McMillan.
So between him and Rico Dowdle, that gave that offense a big resurgence this year. Rico Dowdle is a 1,000-yard fucking back every season.
Yeah.
So
I think the offense is running like it goes through the run game in Carolina.
So again,
that's something they needed to do. That's something they did last year with Chuba Hubbard, and Bryce Young didn't really. I don't know how to say it. Well, he was injured some of the year. Other guys came in. When he came back, he played all right. I think it's just a matter of him getting into that system. I don't necessarily think he's a bad quarterback, but he's not going to go out and the ball 35 times.
He's definitely, again, this year compared to his first 2 years, he has had a so much better year this season than he has the first 2 years. But I want to talk about, let me bring up a quarterback that got drafted this year, and I had very high hopes for him because I knew he had a decent O-line, I knew he had a decent running back, and I knew he had okay receivers with a decent defense, but has not been able to do a fucking thing. And I don't know if it's him or the head coach or the offensive coordinator. I can't really put my thumb on it, but that's fucking Cam Ward. I'm so disappointed in this season right now for Tennessee. I don't know, man. I really don't get it. I don't know if I have to say it's a Cam Ward issue at this point because the dude's throwing so many fucking interceptions. He can't protect the ball. He's not been accurate. And we've seen it time and time again. These college guys come out with great fucking numbers, high hopes, and like I don't know. I think Bryce Young had a better first year than he did.
He might have. My thing with the Cam Ward is, and for anyone that talked to me before the draft, I I said for weeks, I was like, Cam Ward is going to be a bust, no matter what team he goes to. Unfortunately, he goes number 1, and he goes to the Titans. The example I always use when I'm talking to people about this is if you look at the Colts when Andrew Luck retired, right? They plug and played like
That was devastation, by the way. Devastation day. That was a devastation day. Andrew Luck left the Colts. That was devastation. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But the team itself was built so they could put in Phillip Rivers. They could put in Carson Wentz. They could put in any old quarterback that decided they wanted to play one more year. Matt Ryan played there for a year or two. Danny Dimes has had a resurgence of his career now recently with the Colts. The team has been built. Jacoby Brissett had a good year there. They won, I think, 10 games or 11 games with Jacoby Brissett. Yeah. The problem with the Cam Ward situation, he's going to a team that needs a full rebuild. And I hate when the teams take the quarterback first. You have nothing for him. You have no offensive line, or you have not a good offensive line.
I agree with you.
Yeah. They didn't have – he got thrown – and I'm not a huge Cam Ward fan, but in this sense, I will defend him. He got thrown to the Wolves, and he didn't have a shield. He didn't have a sword. He had nothing. And he went to a team that – their best player without Cam Ward is probably Tony Pollard, which is saying a lot because you're talking just your running back. Your second best player might be your second running back, Tyjae Spears. You do not have talent on that team. There might be a defensive guy I'm missing, but that team from top to bottom is probably –
They got a solid defense. You don't have any real number one defenses, but you got a solid defense that can actually stop plays and keep the score with a manageable. So
yeah, and they've got
you're right though. You're right.
Gotten better through the season. I think that the progression of Cam Ward through the season, they're not winning games, but the defense, look at the beginning of the season. They're losing games by 20 and 30 points. They're keeping it to a 1 or 2 score game against the 49ers in week 14, 15. So
is that because of Cam Ward or because the defense is getting a little bit better as well?
So I think look at the Daniel Jones Giants, right? The Daniel Jones Giants defense was pretty good in the first half. Daniel Jones could not hold on to the ball for anything longer than a 3-and-out almost every single drive.
Hang on. Pause. Because no. I haven't brought this up in weeks. No. Fucking Brian Daboll.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Brian Daboll. Okay? That's all I'm saying about the problem with the fucking Giants. Brian fucking Daboll. Done.
Regardless of what the problem was, it's like I feel like anyone will agree. If your offense is going 3-and-out, your defense can hold them. At some point, it is going to shift where your defense has been on the field 40 minutes of the game, and they're tired. That usually comes in the end of the third quarter and the fourth quarter. Yeah. I will say that Cam Ward is sustaining drives longer. I don't think this last game he played necessarily good. The game before, he actually had some decent throws. They scored some touchdowns. When you can sustain drives and you have a defensive unit like the Titans, who are probably middle of the pack, maybe a little bit lower just based off points per game, but I'd say middle of the pack as far as like ability, then you can stay in a game longer. Because you can hold the ball in offense. When Tony Pollard is getting going and your offense is at least completing some passes, there you go. But that was their issue at the beginning of the season. Is Cam Ward was not completing passes. He was throwing balls to the other team like they were his receivers. It was horrible.
Jesus Christ, it was bad.
Speaking of quarterbacks drafted early, this guy actually was not drafted early. A lot of people said he should have been. Shedeur Sanders is finally starting for the Cleveland Browns.
That was the next quarterback I was going to bring up. Literally the next quarterback I was going to bring up. Look, this kid. Look, we all talked about this kid at the beginning of the season when he wasn't drafted high, when he fell in the draft, and we're like, "What the fuck are people? Why? Why are people not picking this kid?" Right? It doesn't matter why. I think his dad got too involved, to be honest. I really do. I think Dion got too big-headed about it, the situation himself. Like, oh, my son's got to retire his jersey in Colorado because why? But anyways, I digress on that. Shedeur Sanders, this kid he's got that ability to make plays go just a little bit longer. You know what I mean? He's got that extendability. Shit, that came a little wrong. He's got the ability to extend the plays. He I think he has a great head on his shoulders. I think he makes decent decisions with the football early. I like the kid. I like the kid in college, though. I thought he was. I think he made Hunter look a little bit better than Hunter really was.
Mm-hmm. My thing with Shedeur Sanders, and I'll keep this short and sweet. I was not necessarily a fan of him in college. I understand that he was top. I think he was top 2 or top 1 in completion percentage his senior year there with Colorado. The dude can throw the ball. I'll give him that. I think his biggest problem is he cannot read a zone defense. If you man up on his receivers, he is going to put the ball in the perfect position for them to catch it. But when you drop into zone, and I think the Bears knew this because they picked him off 3 times, and all 3, I believe, were in zone coverage, is he can't – I've never played football. I never played quarterback. So I'm going to try and explain it like the poor man's way. Is he doesn't recognize when somebody's dropping into coverage or coming forward. I don't know if he's analyzing too fast.
So let me explain. I know the perfect answer for what you're going through with your head. So we have a rookie corner on Dallas. In college, there is like 70 to 80% man coverage to zone coverage. In the pros, there's more teams that run the 70% zone and the 30% man. That's the reason why he struggled on that game. He's not used to seeing zone. Did he play all 4 years or was it just 3? 1 at Jackson and 2 at Colorado, right? I want to say it was only 3 years that he played university starting quarterback.
It was 2 at Jacksonville State or Jackson State.
Was it 2 at Jackson?
I can look it up real quick.
Either way. So that's what he's struggling with. And again, you got to remember, he didn't get first team reps with a defense until 2-3 weeks ago. So he's not seeing that first string defense of what zone looks like. He wasn't getting the tapes that Gabriel was getting. Right?
No, exactly.
So the kid's still doing very well.
I think we're looking at somebody that's going to be good in the NFL. I think getting the right offensive coordinator with him long term. I think
Ryan Tannehill. That's who he's going to be.
I like that. I like that comparison because Tannehill, a lot of people, if you go back and look at the rushing leaders for quarterbacks in the years that Tannehill played, he was always up there. He is a mobile quarterback that was very accurate within 25 yards of the line of scrimmage. He threw a pretty good deep ball. He wasn't necessarily the most accurate, but it was a pretty deep ball. But within 20 to 25 yards of the line of scrimmage and being mobile, he was good. And I think honestly, I'm flabbergasted. That's a perfect comparison. I didn't even cross my mind.
Ryan, he's going to be a Ryan Tannehill, but hopefully, like you're saying, he gets a coach and a system that the one thing Ryan Tannehill never had, whether it was at Tennessee or while he was at Miami, he never had that team, that fucking where there was like 3 or 4 dogs on that team that could help take you to that next level, right? And I think if Shedeur gets into the right spot, and honestly, I think that right spot might be Oakland. I'm not even going to lie. We said this, as a matter of fact, I think we all at the beginning of the season, like Oakland would be a great fit for Shedeur Sanders. And I mean, there's still a chance that might happen. Geno Smith's looking old. Fuck, he's been in the league like 14, 15 years.
He's just looking bad.
He really is, man. I had high hopes for the Raiders this year.
I didn't think necessarily the Raiders were going to be good, but Geno Smith the last,
I think they'd be this fucking bad.
The last 4 years, Geno Smith has been within striking distance, if not the league leader in passing.
Right. He's been good.
Yeah, I thought he was going to come into Oakland, Now, hear me when I say this, everyone at home, Seattle fans and Oakland fans, a slightly better offensive line in Oakland, which has been proven wrong this year, but compared to the stats last year and the acquisitions, it should have been a slightly better offensive line in Oakland. I think that he lost, like, as far as weapons, he lost weapons going to Oakland. But I thought, okay, they have.
Well, he was losing weapons regardless, right?
Yeah,
both Lockett and Metcalf were both gone, regardless this year.
Mm-hmm.
So
he was going to lose weapons regardless, but I did think so. Geno Smith, what do you think of when you think of Geno Smith? The guy airs it; he throws it downfield. The Raiders have two that can get downfield quickly, and they're just. I don't know. I can't lie. I haven't watched the Raiders game, so I don't know what their offense is looking like. Really,
they're looking slow, bro. I've watched 3 Raiders games. They look slow. It just again at the beginning of the season, I had them at minimum 8 wins. I really did because I believe in Geno Smith because Geno Smith is a quality fucking quarterback, right? I mean, he's not necessarily that fourth quarter, come back from behind winning quarterback, but he's definitely that fucking quarterback that's never really cost you the game, right? So this year he's costing the game. But again, the O-line, what you saw on tape for Oakland last year versus this year doesn't match.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Their offensive line play has been horrible. Ashton Jeanty, I think he is leading the rookies in rushing. But the way
5 yards.
The way I look at it is Quinshon Judkins, I think, missed a couple games to start the season. Travion Henderson was not the starter in New England when he should have been from week 2 when Ramondre fumbled it 3 or 4 times. So I do think that if these other guys were starting, Armarian Hampton, I think he's been dealing with some kind of injury, or he just hasn't been playing as much, whether he's injured or not. I don't want to say he's injured if he's not. I think if these guys were all just like Jeanty on the field every single game, some of these guys are blowing out of the water. Travion Henderson, to me, has been the best running back just in his short time. The explosive.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, it's just the explosive plays. I mean, in an offense like New England, who's very methodical, slow-paced, with a really good defense, to have a guy like Travion Henderson on the field, he could break one at any moment. You could be winning 14-0. You're just absolutely knocked down, beat up, grinding it out, and next thing you know, you hand it off to him, and he goes off for 60 yards and scores a touchdown. Now you're up 21-0, and then you blow the game to the Bills. What a transition.
Man, this is fun. I've missed this over the last couple of weeks, and to the folks out there watching, we apologize for missing the last couple of weeks. Life happens, but we assure you that rather it's some things going on, or people not able to make it, or some dude falling asleep on the fucking couch. That's supposed to be sending out a link.
That was me.
But I just want to say I appreciate you folks, and I think that's a good way to end the session here, buddy.
A little sentiment. You gonna drop a tear for us, or
no tears, no tears. But I miss you, man.
I'm here, baby.
Missed you.
I'm here, and we will be back. We should be back sometime this week. We're going to get ourselves on an actual schedule coming up here soon once we figure everything out.
Yeah, this is the first Monday night one we've done.
No, yeah, I just was so tired of missing them. I said, okay, let's go together. So we will be back.
Monday nights aren't too bad for me, actually. Tuesdays are kind of busy.
I don't mind Monday nights. The only thing we miss is the football game. If anybody wants an update, the Steelers are up 14-3 on the Dolphins. For all you bettors at home, let's see who scored. Connor Hayward.
Rico and the boys in the kitchen.
Connor Hayward and Marquez Valdez-Scantling have scored for the Steelers. The Dolphins look like ass. It is, if I remember correctly, 8 degrees in Pittsburgh this evening. I think we could all see that coming, that the Dolphins were going to be bad. Check back with us sometime this week. Check out the social medias. You'll see when we're going to be going live. But just for now,
We love you a long time.